What's up?
Another episode.
It's funny because it's been weeks since we recorded.
Yeah, like 3,
Yeah.
4.
And I miss it.
Yeah.
It's
back.
good to be back.
It's fall now.
It is fall.
Well, it's like approaching fall.
It's like
Technically, it's not, but for me, it is.
fall's flirting with us a little bit, leading us on. You give us a day that's like 60 degrees and it's like, I'm here. And football starts tonight because we're recording this the same day that the first NFL game of the season. And but then good old
like 80.
Michigan brings us a 85-degree day and says, F you, it's still summer. Like, okay, fine. It's
All
still
right,
summer.
I guess so.
I guess I'll wear shorts one more time. Fine.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But, yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't know. My head is trying to figure out where to go, and so I just kept talking.
The menu.
Oh, yeah.
I low-key, can I just be honest? I hate talking about the menu
I
every
know you
time.
do.
But it's
Okay, well, then
it's a
fine. We
staple.
can just go into Song of the Week. But our episode today, I'll just say what our episode's about.
Okay,
since
sick.
we can ditch the menu.
We don't have to ditch a menu. I think I'm a hater, and I just need to
No,
chill.
It's fine because the menu really only is the bread basket and the main entree, so it's like not much of a menu.
No, it's not.
So I'll just tell you what the cook is cooking tonight.
Yeah. Today.
We're doing childhood stories.
Hey, let's go.
So like just funny stories from when we were kids, things we got up to, things we got in trouble for.
Yeah.
Just different things like that. Things that we remember happening when we were kids.
I just thought of another one.
Oh, good. Write it down.
Yeah. I'll write it down.
Okay. But Song of the Week. What's your Song of the Week?
My song of the week is called I Know It's You by Guards.
I've never heard that. Never even heard that artist.
I am 95% positive. Let's go to 97%
Okay.
positive that this song is from FIFA. So, I mean, I know
You do
that
get a lot of your music from FIFA.
Yeah, to be fair, like over the years, I feel like FIFA's kind of, it has a,
Has it trickled out?
well, obviously there's a ton of people that play FIFA, but there is a cult following of people that play FIFA. There's like a group. Half the fun of playing FIFA is like listening to the soundtrack while you play.
Right.
And I think I'm in that group of ever since I played FIFA 12, which was the first time I ever played the video game and fell in love with the sport of soccer, and I'm a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dang, FIFA's soundtrack is fire. This is crazy. Tons of the music that I listen to, and subsequently some of them have trickled into like your playlists and songs you listen to.
Well, even Declan
originated
McKenna
with FIFA
like
12.
got
Yeah, Brazil was on one of the games.
No, I think it was Basic.
Oh.
He started, and then he wrote Brazil, and it was like ironic because he was kind of calling them out.
Fair.
But then he also had a song on
that makes
their
sense.
video game.
Okay, you're right. So, Hits Me Like a Rock.
Yeah. Oh.
FIFA 12. That's where I found that song. I mean, again, it's not like I found it and it's like some special thing. I mean, millions of people found it.
Yeah.
The FIFA people
heard that
found
song
it.
the other day, actually.
It's one of my favorite all-time songs.
It's a great song.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
What's the name of that artist? CSS?
I was just about to say something like that.
I think so. But anyways.
Nice.
Yeah. I Know It's You. Guards.
Nice.
You.
I had some trouble picking this week because
Same.
a new Jungle song came out yesterday.
Oh, right.
But it's like, it's towards the end of my week and I only listened to it today. So I couldn't justify it being song of the week.
We don't call it song of the day, do we?
No, it's song of the week. So my song of the week is Real Love by Beach House. Because I'm editing a wedding video and I'm using that song. And so I've been listening to it a lot. And then I realized like, oh, wait, I actually really love this song. So I've just been listening to it a lot in general.
I feel like that's probably one of the joys of editing, video editing. I actually do know this as firsthand information since I used to do that yesteryear of my life. But one of the joys of editing like videos and whatnot is like being able to use music or like weave music into like what you've captured.
Right.
It's so
That's like
fun.
my favorite part.
Yeah.
Is editing to music that I love.
Yeah.
It's just annoying to find a perfect song. It takes me forever because I'm like, it has to be exactly
part of
right.
the craft.
Oh, yeah. And
legit.
I would like to say I'm good at it, but it definitely takes me a while.
I think you're very good
because I'm like, I have to get it right.
Yeah. I think it's one of the strengths of your editing. It's fire.
Thanks.
Let me just gas you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, one of the things you're so great at is picking music for your video edits.
I take a lot of pride in it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And as you should.
I do.
As you should.
Okay.
That's what my students say for everything. They say their response. It's like, I don't like that. As you should. Or
I guess that is kind of a thing right now.
Yeah. I love that. As you should.
Yeah.
No, I went there yesterday.
I fear you should.
As you should. Like, okay.
And I do.
And I did.
And credits.
And credits.
Okay.
Yo, childhood stories.
I'm so excited.
Me too, actually.
At first I was like, do we have any? And then the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, wait, we have so many.
Oh, yes, we have some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
crazy.
Do you want to start? Or do you want me to start? Okay, well, my first one that I have written down, I'm just going to go and
you have more than me, so this is good.
It's more so about our mom. And we were just talking about this before the episode, but our mom like talks to herself all the time.
Nonstop.
Like,
in fact,
she just lives in her own like fairy world. It's just like a whole nother place.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It genuinely is amazing. But she always talks to herself, and it's very comical for anybody that's around.
Yeah.
Because like it seems like if you heard anybody else doing that, I'd be like, what? Like, why are you putting on a show?
Right.
But our mom is not. She's just like that.
Yeah, correct.
And as kids, we lived in, I remember what house it was in, but
oh yeah, Judd Road.
We had like a bathroom like at the long hallway in our laundry room, and she was hanging some shelf that she had gotten on sale from Walmart or Meijer or something like that.
Something crappy.
Yeah, maybe like Big Lots or something, because she loved Big Lots back in the day, I feel like. But yeah,
Big Lots had big savings, so
yeah. And I feel like I don't know if we would have been like in the living room or in our rooms or where we were.
We were close, yeah.
But we weren't super far away. But across the house, we just heard crappity, crap, crap, crap. Now I know why this freaking thing was on sale. And she just she was saying it because we were there.
No. She
was genuine. Like, she just talks like that all the time. And I remember both of us just busted out laughing, which then she started laughing. She's a pretty good sport about that stuff. I feel like if we laugh at her being herself, which to most people could be offensive, no, she just thinks it's funny, and then it diffuses the tension for her, and she's like, yeah, actually this is hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. I remember specifically with that, we just I'm pretty sure she just threw it away. I don't even think she tried to hang the shelf or
no. Yeah, I think she just gave up.
I literally think she gave up and threw it away and just said
weren't in the right spot, or I don't know what was going wrong, but yeah,
which is funny because now that I've gotten older and you build some furniture, I mean, there really is some stuff that you buy from the store and out of the box you're like, no freaking way this thing goes together. Yeah, absolute nincompoops. That's fine.
Actually
crazy
though.
All right, I have a story about I had to be 5, 6, 7 years old, really young. And we lived in Oklahoma, and there was this big electronics store called Ultimate Electronics. Think Best Buy, But when you walked in, there was this room off to the side, and it was a room for kids. There were toys. There were employees in there hanging with the kids, doing crafts and whatnot. And it was this room where it was closed off, but it didn't look closed off. so it had these funny pillars, but the pillars were
wavy,
wavy and shaped in a really fun, kind of you'd see it in a daycare type of place. The pillars are this and they're bright colors, and then they had there'd be what looked like a circle, a hole that you could crawl through to get in there. So me as a kid, we're walking out of the store. And right as we're about to leave, and it's just me and Dad, right as we're about to leave, I'm like, just in my head, like, I'm like, yo, I'm going in there.
I gotta go over there.
I gotta go in this room, check it out. And also, I was pretty like athletic kid and always trying to like do things that were like running, athletic. So I just decide to sprint and dive through the little hole cutout into the room. And like enter the room in a cool way. Like, let me go see what this cool room is and let me go in there really cool. No joke. I like head first dove through this like hole near like on like the ground level. But there was glass. There was glass. So I had first dove straight into some glass. And literally just like like the clunk clunk, and then like my body just crumpling whatever. And I just remember immediately just being like really dazed.
Oh, you probably had a concussion, honestly.
Nah, like I don't think it was like that intense, but I just remember feeling really dazed. Dad was like half laughing, but then half like, bro, are you okay? You know, buddy, you doing good? And I remember looking at a dude who was walking into the store, and he looked at me and he was just cracking up laughing. I could still
would
see
have felt
his
so
face.
bad, but also like if I watched a kid do that, I would have been on the ground.
Oh, if like Maisie or Jude did that now, I would be
so
dying
difficult
laughing.
because I'd feel bad. And also, Maisie or Jude would like freak out.
I think they'd be crying for sure.
But like it would also be so funny.
Oh, hilarious. I think about it way too often. Every time I walk into an electronics store, like a Best Buy or whatever, I literally think about that story.
You like walk through with your hands out.
Anytime I walk into any room, I'm like, okay, cool, no glass.
You're like, is he blind?
Freaking hilarious.
That's funny.
I know.
All right. My next story is we were a little older. I probably would have been in like middle school. I want to say you were like in high school when this happened.
Okay.
But we had a house where in the basement was where you lived, or like your room was in the basement, and we had like a finished basement. And we had a chaise down there, and that's like where we would always hang out.
Oh, the chaise.
And the chaise was legendary. Like a brown and like curved, and it was kind of like...
It's like a chair that you lay down in.
Yeah.
But it's like also the length of your body.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was almost like...
Yeah, was it really nice?
Well, it was fun. We had fun with it. Because you could like fully tip it back onto the part that you would like your back would be against.
Yeah.
And then your legs would be like in the air.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
Mom hated when we did that.
Yeah, she was so annoyed with us. But she didn't get rid of it. So we kept doing it. And one time, I remember you were doing that. And like you had gotten... Also, our thing like after school, I feel like for a long time was like Mom would always buy the really big carton of the extreme cheddar goldfish. And like,
yes, I
don't feel like either of us would almost ever eat at school, but then we'd get home and I'd have like a massive bowl of those goldfish.
Wait. Okay, let's circle back to that. That's really interesting because you are very right.
Like we didn't really like make lunches.
No, we didn't make lunch and take them with us.
I would literally like take a bag of like Cheez-Its to school, and then I would come home and eat a bowl of goldfish.
Yeah, but then also we never bought lunch at school either.
I did like a couple times.
Yeah,
I feel like towards the end.
Here and there.
Also, like Celine was known for their fries and their cookies.
Cookies, man. Those cookies were.
So we would get those.
And the fries. You're right.
The high school was known for them. Yeah, they were good. Really. And then they changed the recipe, I feel like, for the cookie when I was in high school. So then it was like less desirable.
No.
But the fries were always really good.
Oh, those cookies. And they were massive.
Yeah, they were huge. And they were really
thin. Do you remember?
It was almost like the Subway cookie. Was like comparable.
Yeah. But then the Subway cookie was like only partial of the size.
Yeah, that's true.
Partial of the size.
But
what am I saying?
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So we never really ate lunch, but we'd come home and have like a huge bowl of goldfish or Cheez-Its or something like that.
We were just always snacking.
Yeah, we were big snackers, but like not big meal people, I would say.
Yeah, not on purpose.
Yeah, just kind of happened that way.
Right.
But I don't know which one of us had gotten the bowl of goldfish, but we had put a bowl of goldfish on the ground in the basement. We were both hanging out down there. You were in the chaise, like with it tipped back, where like your back was basically on the ground and your legs are in the air. And I remember you started to come down, and I just remember the moment like in slow motion, like a movie. And then I remember afterwards we laughed that hard because we were like, that was like a movie. But like, I just remember I watched you start to come down, and I saw the trajectory of like you were gonna land the end of the chaise in the bowl of goldfish. And I just remember thinking like, no, like Seth the goldfish. But you kept going, and it just was like, poof, like goldfish just went everywhere. And then of course it wasn't like, what the heck are you doing? It's just both of us like died laughing. So it was like, oh, that was kind of fun. Yeah. I'm kind of happy that happened. But also it was so funny because I genuinely in my head, like it is slow motion. Yeah. The way I remember it.
Oh, that's so wild.
It was a good time.
That's so fun. Man.
Anyway, that was like a small one. But
yeah. Well, hilarious though.
Yeah.
Sending goldfish everywhere.
Yeah.
Classic.
We probably took us forever to clean it up, and we probably just threw them right into the trash because neither of us are people that are really gonna like eat food that's been on the floor.
No. Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. A waste of good goldfish, but a heck of a story.
For the moment.
Yeah. Big time. Big time. It's always one of those things where if a good story came from a moment of like pain or like mess, oh well.
Yeah, it's kind of worth it.
Great story.
Yeah.
Don't even care.
Nah. All right.
There's a story one time. This story is actually one that Dad told at my wedding, and Dad always tells it in this really like it's this really touching, sweet way. Like
he's just so proud of you.
Yeah. But from my perspective, which like I get it. So I don't mean for this to sound self-gratifying whatsoever, but from my perspective of this story, I just think that I look like such an idiot.
We both kind of do.
Like hysterical, dramatic idiots.
Okay, but also like I was probably like 6 when this happened.
Correct.
So.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I would have been like 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there.
You definitely weren't 9. I was at least 5. I remember this happening.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we lived in a house in Milan, and our rooms were upstairs, and there's just one hallway upstairs, and so your room was there. I don't remember if I had come up the stairs or if I was already upstairs.
No, we had just gotten home from somewhere.
Yeah.
And we both like ran up the stairs, I think, or something. I think I ran up the stairs first because...
Well, you had already been up there. You had already been up there and in your room.
No, the way I remember is we had gotten home from something. I went upstairs and went to go open my door. And that's when it happened. And either you passed me and already went into your room, or you were coming up the stairs or whatever. Yeah. And I like yelled for you.
I think I was coming up the stairs. So Jessie goes to open her door, and
I felt resistance.
Yeah, she felt resistance on the other side of the closed door, and we had not been home. So she starts yelling.
Like someone is in my room.
Someone's in my room, like whatever. Like basically, like there's an intruder.
Yeah, because I think I had just I felt it, and so then I just like pulled the door closed again.
Right, and then felt the resistance on it after pulling it closed. So I run up the stairs, and I grab the handle from you, the door handle, and I am like, no joke, like 10, 11-year-old me is like 2 hands on the door handle, like holding my entire body weight against it. I think I freaking at one point, I think I put a foot up on the wall to try to like get more leverage. Like this intruder is staying in this freaking room.
This room's dead silent. Not a mouse is scurrying.
So there's no way I'm letting this guy out of here. And I'm screaming bloody murder. I mean, you were too, yeah. But I just remember
because our parents Dad ran up the stairs eventually because we were both like screaming.
Yeah. But I remember like screaming real bloody murder, like, Dad, there's someone here, there's someone in Jessie's room, there's someone. I'm like, Dad, get up here, help. I'm freaking out while trying to hold this door so that this guy cannot get out. This guy cannot get out of this room and kill us. And Dad like gets up there and he's like going into like whatever mode of just like, okay, protect my children.
Kids, yeah.
He like holds a door handle. I think he like pushes the door open, and there's just absolutely nobody in the room.
Check the window, like they must have jumped out.
Could you imagine if we had left the window open or something? It's like the curtains are swaying
no one's
in the wind.
In the room.
No, nothing. No one there, nothing there.
I had a bunch of bags on the back of my door.
There was like a really big, heavy backpack or something.
Yeah, like I would always put stuff on the back of my door, and so it just like it would have swung in the other direction when I opened it.
Yep,
feeling like somebody's pulling it, and then it would have like swung back.
Yeah. So then when you swung it closed, and then like the weight of the bag like even hit against the door, and then it tries to swing backwards again, and it just felt like some type of resistance or pulling.
Right.
And
like I would love to see like in a movie like a shot where it's like you see like the wall is in the middle, and you see both the room and you, and like there's just nothing happening in the room, but you got your foot up on the wall and your hand that's on the handle, like, oh, there's somebody in there, and it's just like crickets.
All I know is
no, but it was really sweet. You were like,
yeah,
you obviously were like immediately were like ready to protect me and stuff. It's just very funny,
like, cool brother moment or whatever. But also like you're screaming bloody murder and you're like fighting for your life against a backpack.
It's just a little like pitiful when you think about it that way.
Bro.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I just remember like holding on to the door like, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. This guy can't open this door. I'm on this side. It's like, yeah, no one's there.
It's Jesse's books from school.
Idiot.
Literally.
It's Jesse's books. Not for real. Probably some Barbies in there. I was fighting against some Barbies, bro. It's fine. It's fine.
That's hilarious. Oh, man. Good story.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wild.
My next story is pretty legendary for our family, but we lived way back. We lived in Grass Lake. So before that story even happened, the last one you just told. And I would have been, 4 or 5. But I do remember this happening because I have memories from being inside this house. But there was a penny sitting on our washer or dryer or whatever. And brilliant as I was, I put it in my mouth and was like, oh, I'm going to learn to like flip this with my tongue. And
like that's hard.
Quickly.
Like that's so easy.
Like pretty quickly, it just immediately flipped right back into my throat and lodged right in my throat. And I don't necessarily remember like how it all happened, but I just remember like it was stuck in my throat. I think I started freaking out. Mom came, was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I think they thought like I would just swallow it, but it was stuck.
Yeah.
And so I remember for like a week or two, we didn't go to the hospital yet because it wasn't like I wasn't breathing or anything like that. Like I was okay, but the penny was stuck in my throat. And
this is so Dad. Now that I have kids, I'm just like,
now it's
what?
Like thinking about it is kind of crazy. But I remember Mom kept trying to get me to eat. Like I specifically even remember she offered me like Wonder Bread at one point, and I was like, no, like I won't eat.
I remember this part of it. Like, yeah, I remember you not eating.
I think for like a week or two.
Yeah, it was at least a few days.
And so then it's like nothing was pushing it down. I think I was afraid then like that was going to get stuck in my throat and it's all just going to pile up. Traffic jam! Literally. That's crazy. And then just like all the food just going to be sitting there.
Yeah,
I was scared.
That's wild.
And so it was like a week or two or whatever and I wasn't eating. I think I was young enough that I wasn't in school yet though.
Yeah, that tracks.
I might have been like before kindergarten.
We lived in Milan at this point.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, it was in Grass Lake. It was at the Grass Lake house.
Oh, you're right.
And
100%.
So I definitely wouldn't have been in school yet because I went to school I started school in Milan.
Yeah, you're right.
But
you're right.
So I didn't eat for like 2 weeks. So they finally took me to the Children's Hospital, Mott, in Ann Arbor.
Oh, wow.
And I remember they still talk about this. I remember all of this. Like I remember being like they put me in the like hospital gown. I remember like being in the room with all the kids. Mom and dad talk about it like it was so sad. They're like, it was so sad. You're like looking around and all these kids are like cancer patients or like have like some serious thing and everybody looks sad and like there I am. I've just got like a penny stuck in my throat. So then like I remember they gave me a shot and they put me under. And then I so clearly remember waking up in the car in the parking garage when we were about to go home. And I had a Band-Aid on my hand from where they had given me the shot to put me under. And they had shoved the penny down my throat. Like they put me under and put something down my throat and pushed the penny down. And then I remember you had to get a stick and check my poop every time I pooped.
I do not remember.
Wait, really? At all. No, I absolutely remember like one time I pooped and mom was like, Seth, like I remember like finding a stick in the backyard and you had to like poke around and check for the penny every time.
No freaking way.
Yeah. Wait, that's crazy you don't remember that. Unless I'm like making that up, but I feel like I really clearly remember that. And we have the penny. At some point it came out because mom has it like in my like medical file.
But there's no freaking way she kept the penny.
She kept the penny. Oh, that's the other funny thing is on the x-ray, there's pictures of it. On the x-ray, you can see the outline of Abraham Lincoln. I'm not even joking.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay, but wait.
Kind of legendary.
Yeah. Okay, so this is something that, you know, not to get all spiritual in the middle of all these funny stories, but one thing that I have said about myself for many years is I have a terrible memory, but I've been just changing even just the way that I talk.
Your language,
like, bro, like that's
a pretty random thing I feel like to remember.
I'm a beloved child of the Almighty Creator of everything.
20 years ago,
and He can restore my memories, and He will.
Yeah,
and He does that. So. Yeah. And the Holy Spirit lives inside of me. And so I've changed my language. Whenever I don't remember something that I like wish I did, I'm like, you know what? Like, Lord, you're reminding me of things. You're reminding me of those moments. So, Lord, remind me of the time
I had to check Jesse's poop.
That I was using sticks to search through poop for
like,
a penny.
I so specifically remember like being in the bathroom and being like, Mom, and then like you came in with a stick.
That sounds like.
And I remember like you being like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't want to do this.
That sounds
Which
about
I would have
right.
complained too. I'd have been like, are you for real? Like, I have to poke this poop with a stick. What's not even my poop? And like look around for something. That's so weird.
Like Mom and Dad, they just did so much. Like all the time.
Yeah.
They were busy with things that were worthwhile. And by the way, we also had like great childhood and great family time. So it's no big deal. But I do feel like often they would ask us to
It's a simple task.
It's a simple task. You
a caveman could do it.
You're clever. You know how to do things. Poke through the poop, Seth.
Why do I have to be the poop checker?
Hey, what is that from?
Ice Age. Why am I the poop checker?
Oh, too good. Too good.
Yeah. All right. What's your next story?
I'm like running out of things, which is crazy because I feel like we sit around and
I have so many left.
Yeah, we sit around and talk about stories and we could go for hours when we're just like hanging out, but then you're recording a podcast episode and I'm like, nothing happened in my childhood.
I could tell some of your sleepwalking story or your sleep talking stories.
Okay. I only have one more at the moment, so you go again.
Okay. Well, there was one time in one of the Celine houses where I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correct, which I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Mom had told me, go wake up Seth, because our grandparents were coming to visit. And so we had to like clean and do a bunch of stuff that day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because Mom was always very like, if people were coming over, like the house looked like it was from a magazine. So.
Yeah. Which I also, I love that.
I do. And now as a kid, I was like, this is so annoying. They don't care. Yeah. And now I'm like, no, I'm exactly the same.
No, I am the same way now
thanks,
too.
Mom.
Yeah.
But.
Instilling good values.
Yeah. But I remember walking into your room and like opening the door. And I didn't even get a word out yet. Like I was about to be like, Seth, you need to wake up. And you bolted upright out of bed and went, Grandma and Grandpa, and laid back down. Like I didn't even say anything yet, and you were still asleep because you hit the pillow again afterwards, and I was like, like I think I took a second because I was like, "Are you awake?" And then I had to go wake you up, and I was like, "Do you know that?" Well, my phone is tracking everything I'm saying. Whoa. But I remember being like, "What? Stop! It's still doing it." Okay. Anyway.
Bugging out.
Yeah, I remember just thinking like, "Wait, do I still have to wake you up?"
Wait, wild.
Yeah, you're still asleep. I'm confused. And then telling you later and you being like, "I didn't do that." And I was like, "Yes, you did." But I have a few of those because Grandma on Christmas Eve, because back in the day on Christmas Eve, we had a tradition where I'd always sleep in your room.
Oh, yeah, always. Yep.
And I remember in the Celine house where you had a room in the basement, that room was so dark. But I was on the floor and you're in your bed and it was Christmas Eve. And I was like on the floor right next to your bed. And it was Christmas Eve and I was a kid. So it was like I was already not falling asleep because I was so excited.
Yeah.
You have always been like, you fall asleep within like 5 seconds of laying down.
Yeah.
And so you were out cold. But I was like in and out of like drifting to sleep. And it was probably like, I don't know, 2 a.m. or something like that. And I think I was in like late elementary school, early middle school. And you leaned over me from your bed and were like, "Jessie, stop it right now." And I was like, "What? What?" And you're like, it was terrifying. You're like, "No, stop it right now. I'm going to punch you in the face." And I was like, "What, Seth? What? Like, I didn't do anything." And you're like, "Jessie, stop it right now." Like, have your fist like cocked, like
No
you're actually going to swing at me. And I remember being like, "No, like, I'm not doing anything. Like, what?"
What?
And then you're just like, "Jessie." And then you just laid back down.
What?
And went to bed. And I mean, I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Like, I was like, I'm sitting there in bed like, and you're just...
If I fall asleep, he's going to punch you one more time. I'm going to punch you in the face.
No way. Like, I'm not doing anything.
What?
Literally with your, like, hovering over me.
That's
as I'm on the ground from your bed.
Wow,
and
that's actually
wild. And you just
wild.
hit the pillow and went back to sleep. And I was like, someone's going to beat me up.
What the heck?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Because like just in general, like violence or like fighting was like so far from.
But it was like weird that like in your sleep you knew I was there. You knew exactly where, like exactly the position to like punch me in the face.
Man.
But you didn't. So I mean it was fine.
That's so
just
weird.
Freaked the crap out of me. Christmas Eve.
That's
Woke
crazy.
Up Christmas morning probably like Mom or Dad are like, "You okay?" My eyes are like bloodshot.
Grabbing like a lump of coal, throw it in my stocking really quick. That's for last night. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What? That's bizarre. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard that before. I don't think you've ever told me that.
Really? I've told it to many people because it always goes pretty well. People think it's hilarious.
That's so
I also
weird.
Just briefly am remembering how like on Thanksgiving, remember we used to do our dance videos? Like, we'd find a random song and we would take a video of us in that basement, like, just going ham dancing.
Yeah, actually, wait.
And we'd post them on Facebook.
Yeah, that's fair. We did that. We did weird things like that.
We did.
But, like, man, we had a blast. I don't even care.
Like, it would be like trap music, like Christmas trap music, and we're like, we're sitting there dancing around our like basement living room, and then post it. We probably could go find it on your Facebook right now.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna insert a clip right here.
I was gonna say, don't go searching on Facebook for real old like videos and photos.
We have so many random things like
crazy.
that we used to do all the time.
Yeah, no, it's super fair.
Or like we
I
had,
remember
like,
the first time
gear that we would play with as little kids. And all that stuff.
I remember the first time me and Nick.
Oh yeah,
Markle. We listened to. It might have been the song "You Can't Stop Me" by Lecrae and Andy Mineo. Or is it just Andy Mineo? It's not Lecrae at all, actually. It's just Andy Mineo.
Yeah.
But
Wow, that really takes me back.
I think it was the first time we ever listened to the song. We set up a camera to record our...
Why did we always used to do that kind of
don't
stuff?
ask me why. I don't know.
We should have posted on YouTube. You could have been like a YouTuber by now.
No.
Could have been famous.
There's no way any of those things would have gone crazy. I would have gotten...
Think of all the things that have gone crazy by now that are so stupid.
Sure. But I would have gotten roasted for sure. I mean, if people find it now, I'll get roasted now.
You would have been getting paid.
No.
At least roasted and rich. Rather like be roasted and rich than
that kid. Yeah.
Unroasted and poor.
Yeah. But
that was a Vine, I think.
It was for sure. But once Vine died, it's all on YouTube. So I don't know. We used to we had the video. We just looked like goofballs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But we had so much fun. So
we did have so much fun. I wouldn't change it. Any of it.
In the name of fun.
Right. And ultimately, too, like, okay, so you post something that's like, man, that's embarrassing or that's cringy. It's just like, dog, we live in a joyful life. I don't even care.
Yeah.
That's such great memories.
Yeah.
And even those moments, like doing something so stupid and posting it and people probably looking at it like, these kids are weird. Like, bro, that shaped like our childhood. It shaped our relationship as brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like, we just have a blast. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's fire. I was going to say, don't go look on Facebook, but you know what? You want an example of good joy, good relationship. You go look on Facebook. We used to always
film like videos for the youth group too. Like you would edit together like little like promo or like funny skit
Anytime
videos.
We'd start a little series.
And we would spend so much time, like you, me, Ethan, and Jason, like writing the script and like figuring out like, no, what would be funny here? Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good. And like editing it all together.
Comedy geniuses.
I think that's part of why like I liked video so much to begin with, is because I would watch you like edit all those things together, and it was so fun.
We'd sit and do like the whole process. We'd sit and write down. We'd come up with ideas of like, okay, if our youth series
or like rules videos for lock-ins.
We just like whatever we do, like, okay, how can we just like depict this in a video in a funny way or whatever.
I remember the whole like something about, it was some rule like if you do this blah blah, and it was like I'll attack you, but it was like I'll attack you, and it was Ethan Peterson with like a little tack in his hand. That's all I remember about that.
Yeah, we did
and like
cheesy
Ben
stuff
being
like that.
some like Russian guy that we like kidnapped or something, and him like rolling in the parking lot because we like kicked him out or something.
Oh yes,
and it's him like fake rolling, but it's very obvious that he's like rolling himself.
Yeah, he's like launching himself into more.
We gotta find those
like turns.
Yeah,
he's like turning over and over.
Yeah,
crazy. I thought of a story. I was such a good liar. As a child.
Is this the story that we told the other day?
Maybe. We haven't told the story on the
Candy
podcast,
bar?
have we? Yeah.
No, we haven't told it on the podcast. We were just talking about it the other day.
Were we?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. This one comes up sometimes, I feel like, with the random friends or whatever.
Because not that long ago, you told mom and dad this story for the first time.
Yeah, it's like 20 years later, I confessed to my crimes. But I was probably I think I was 9 because I remember the house that we lived in. 9 or 10 years old, and
it was the apartment.
You would have been, you would have been 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And oh shoot, I feel a yawn coming on. Got to shake it out.
Wow, that's pretty fast.
Well, I shook it out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, didn't actually follow through.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes when you got a yawn, if you shake it out or if you swallow the yawn, you can get rid of it. Have you ever swallowed a yawn?
Yeah.
You have?
I think so.
I thought I invented this. I thought I was a genius.
I mean, I stifle my yawns pretty often.
Stifle is another great word for it. Stifle the yawn.
I try to stifle as often as I can.
Shake out the yawn.
In a public setting so that they don't think that I'm being disrespectful.
Really? No, I just yawn. If you think I'm being disrespectful, that's on you, because I just like yawn.
I basically cover my face the way I would if I like cough.
I have to yawn right now. But I didn't want to be disrespectful or something like that.
Well, that's fine. It's not a public environment right now.
You're right. So I'm 9, you're 4, something like that. And, like as any good parent should or would or whatever, that's whatever. So mom and dad tried to limit our intake of sugar. Yeah. Although I think they did it less than your average. They did it less than your average parent.
Yeah.
Or family.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a Twix bar And I don't know, it was in our house. I don't even know whose it was.
It was Mom's. I think she told both of us, hey, this is mine, don't eat it.
I think what it was maybe there was a Twix bar and like, there's 2 in a package. What I think, if I remember correctly, is like it was for us to eat.
Oh.
But
I thought it was like specifically Mom's.
No, I think it was for us to eat. But I think the whole thing was
we didn't eat it.
I asked, can I eat this now in the morning? And Mom was like, no, you don't need that right now. It was before school one morning.
I didn't stifle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, shake it out. So it's like, no, you don't need that in the morning. Mom goes and she's like in the bathroom getting ready in the morning, whatever. And I was like looking around, you look left and you look right and you're like, I get away with this right now for sure. So I did. I ate the Twix bar. I chowed down and I literally can like remember the moment and put myself in like my own body and see what I was seeing in the moment. I remember like standing on the counter, which is crazy. But I stood up on the counter. So like my head's like right underneath the ceiling. And I was like opened a cupboard door to like hide behind the cupboard door as if like that was going to help me. But also if Mom would have walked in the room, she'd have been like, Seth, why are you standing on the counter? So I don't like know why I thought that part was sneaky, but I was standing on the counter, chowed down on the Twix bar, buried the wrapper like deep in the garbage on the side of it so that like, and I actually think if I remember correctly, like I grabbed like a butter knife and
like shoved it down
into the garbage because
really
I'm also like really clean. Like I would never stick my hand in garbage ever. So stick the Twix wrapper way down there, put the knife in the sink and done. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dang, I just got away with that. Went and brushed my teeth, no chocolate in the mouth, whatever. Like, let's go. And then Mom comes out and she like ended up looking in the cupboard or something. And she's like, where's the Twix bar? Like, where's it? One of you ate it. Where's the Twix bar?
That's funny.
And I went into self-preservation mode and I lied. I will say this. I lied so well.
Yeah, you blamed me.
I said, Jesse had to have done it. It wasn't me. And it ended up being a screaming match between you and I to Mom of
that should have been Mom's clue right there.
It was you. And you were screaming, it wasn't me. And Mom wasn't. Mom literally, I remember she was like, I think as a parent, you're like faced with crap, like, who do I believe right now? Like, who seems like they're telling me the truth, or who seems like they're lying, or whatever. And she felt really confident that I was telling the truth. Yeah. So I remember you got in trouble.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I got like in a lot of trouble. I'm pretty sure I got like seriously grounded or like something taken away like that
because
or whatever.
You didn't listen to the rule. You ate the Twix bar when Mom explicitly told you not to.
That's crazy.
So I just remember like,
yeah, we told them that not that long ago, and she remembered that. Like she was like knew what story we were talking about. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah. Nah, I mean, what was my reward? I had some guilt.
Yeah,
and
probably should have in that instance.
No
guilt that like changes your actions. Although I don't think it really did.
No, it did not. Not anytime soon after that. That's
not
for sure.
Shame. But like some remorse, maybe.
Yeah, remorse is good.
But you didn't.
No, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that until many years later.
22 decades.
No, I didn't. I mean, no. Because I started telling that story to people probably in my early 20s. Like, if it came up or someone asked, like, if someone asked, like, what's a funny story?
Did you lie about your sister eating
did you ever struggle with lying? Yes.
She's a great example.
Yeah.
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 Amazing.
No, it was funny.
My next story is when I ripped my pants at youth group. I don't actually. Wait, should I save this for like an embarrassing stories episode?
Maybe you should.
I'll table that.
Table it.
Now you know that I've ripped my pants at youth group, but you don't get to hear the story.
Dang.
At same apartment, same age. There was a girl that lived, she was like the landlord's daughter or something like that. There's a girl that lived up above us that I was friends with, but like I'd always kind of get into trouble with her.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I remember being in that apartment. I think you were at school or something. Dad must have been at work. Like, he wasn't home. It was Mom and I. And Mom went to go take a shower. And we were on the bottom floor. So, like, you could walk out, like, the sliding glass door. And it was, like, the parking lot.
Right.
And I remember her telling me, like, you're not allowed to go be with any friends right now. But she went in the shower.
Yeah. And it was also in that era where, like, you'd just go outside and be with the friends in the neighborhood. Right, and it was kind of no big deal.
So I went and collected like all of the apartment kids that I was friends with. And we went out in the parking lot and there was a truck out there. I remember it being red. And I remember being like, it had like the bed of the truck was covered to where like it looked.
It was like a roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Dad had a car like that too.
He had a red Explorer.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I knew that it wasn't Dad's car. But I told all the kids that it was Dad's car. And even if it would have been Dad's car, this still would have been bad. But it's even worse because it wasn't our dad's car. It was another person, a man in the apartment.
This is my dad's
truck. And we all had like our Polly Pockets and our toys.
Polly Pockets.
And we're like climbing on the truck. I remember we were like getting it wet. We had like toys and all this stuff.
Wet.
I think there was like a hose. I specifically remember like hosing it down at one point. Like,
what? Because it was hot?
I don't know. I don't know. I was like 4 or 5 and climbing up on the top and like sitting up there with my Polly Pockets, like sliding down
on top of
the
a
car.
truck, sliding down the windshield.
I don't know, but
oh my gosh,
but we scratched it up. And I remember like mom, like, I don't remember if she found me out there, if I came in and she didn't find out till later. I don't remember, but I did get in a lot of trouble. And the guy came to our apartment and was like, hey, like, you scratched up my truck, all this stuff. And I think he eventually was nice about it. Initially, I don't think he was nice about it, but
he was probably
warranted because that's super annoying.
Yeah.
And Mom and Dad like had to pay him money and like all this stuff. I just thought of another amazing story I have, but I'm going to save that for our embarrassing stories episode.
What the heck?
But it's not even that embarrassing. It's kind of like, honestly, I was a genius, but maybe I will tell it right now, actually.
Do it.
Maybe it's going to be one.
I have one more.
We'll close it out.
Yeah.
So when I was in middle school, there was this thing called Star Doll. And it was basically like webkins, but it was like a girl and it was like style and you'd like decorate your house and you could like dress up in clothes. But you needed like a membership to get past just like the beginner level, like all those things. Like you'd pay like actual money if you wanted to like be more like top tier in whatever the game was.
Right.
And I got all my friends into it. So like my one friend Jen and my friend Shay.
Jen and Shay.
We all were super into it. Yeah, very blast from the past.
Wow.
We were all super into it. And like we'd play it like at downtime at school. They'd come over to our house after school and we'd all sit there for hours and play Star Doll. And one day, like as any kid would, I wanted like the next level and I wanted to like pay for it. But obviously I didn't have money. And Mom and Dad weren't going to say yes to that kind of stuff unless it was like my money that I was somehow using.
Yeah.
But they ran like a bunch of deals all the time. I don't know how they would get away with this now. I feel like there's no way that this was, I don't know if legal is the right word, but like this definitely I don't think this would fly now with like technology. But they ran some deal where it was like for $1, you'd get like a month or a certain number of stars or coins or whatever. And you could just text like a 5-digit phone number from your phone. And it would like, I think, charge your phone bill.
Whoa.
Which is crazy.
It's like,
but I mean, to me, I'm not seeing the money
maybe
leave.
Yeah.
And I'm texting a 5-digit phone number like a word.
Yeah.
But then I see the coins hit my account. So to me, I'm like, this is easy. Yes.
Send a text, coins account.
I'm not seeing any exchange of money.
Yeah, let's go.
But I'm getting the coins and the membership that I want. So I did it. And it worked. And I was like, oh, that was amazing. And so then like Jen and Shay are over and we're like, well, you guys need like the coins and you need to be members too. I'll just text this number for you. So then I would text a number for them. And then it was like, you know, we bought in enough that I was like, oh, well, now that deal's not running. Now it's $15 for like 100 coins. Now it's this. I'm not even kidding you, Seth. I probably racked up like a few $1,000s.
No way.
I'm pretty sure because then I was in Mom's office at the church And it was like after service one time, and dad was in there, and I was just sitting there like on my phone or something. And he asked me, he was like, hey, by the way, like, have you been texting a 5-digit number? And I was like, in my head, I was like, like all the alarm bells are going off. I'm like, it's catching up to me. But I was like, I looked up. So this is probably the best lie I've ever had in my life.
Oh, gosh.
I actually don't know if I've ever told them this, but I was like, no, why? And he's like, well, there's like all these weird charges on our phone bill for like $2,000.
$2,000.
And it's coming from your phone. And I was like, what? No, I haven't. That's so weird. It must be like a scam or something like that. And he was like, okay, like we'll just call the company. And the phone company, because my dad said like, no, we don't know. Sorry, Dad, I actually made you lie. They just dropped the charges. And then later I put it together too, that like at the time, part of Mom and Dad's like pay from the church was our phone bill. Or maybe it was like their phones, maybe not necessarily ours.
Something.
But also, it wasn't like a smartphone. It's like a little flip phone.
Yeah.
So nowadays, obviously, he could have tracked that, figured out, yeah, you have been texting this number. Like, I can see it in your messages. But back then, it wasn't as easy, and they didn't check it that way and stuff. But
I don't even know how that stuff works.
But, which I don't even feel like that would work now. But he was like, okay, like, no problem, but whatever, we'll talk to them. And they dropped the charges, and we didn't end up paying for it, so I got it all for free.
That's wild.
But yeah, I'd literally be like, oh, you need 500 coins, $50? That's fine, I'll just text the number. I was a G. Like, I was out here getting everybody the membership. I was getting everybody everything. We were like top tier in Stardoll
membership. You come see Jessie Rickard.
No, literally, we were elite. And yeah, so I got away with it though.
I play a phone game called Last War, and it's like, obviously, like with any phone game, you can like spend money and buy all these things or whatever. And like I've spent like $1 here, $5 there for like these different heroes or whatever. But it is hilarious. When I first got the game and joined an alliance, when I joined the alliance,
to form an alliance?
There was this account, and the account's name was Miss Vanessa. And so Miss Vanessa was like this big whale spender in our alliance. This is like not even that long ago. This is like 4 months ago. It's a phone game I actively play currently.
Oh, and that like farm one or whatever?
No, I don't play no farm.
Or is it like knights and like kings and stuff?
No.
Wait, what is it?
It's just like a bunch of, it's like tanks and airplanes and heroes. And you just like
that definitely makes it cooler.
You just kill zombies. Yeah, this is sounding lame when I talk about it a lot, but I don't really care.
Miss Vanessa.
Miss Vanessa was like this big whale. She'd spend all this stuff, and like it would benefit the alliance, and she'd like all like, you know, you just level up quickly.
Yeah.
And her account was like a whale account, like she was massive, like super powerful and all.
Is that like a normal term?
And then like
a whale?
A whale, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then like overnight, she was gone, and for months, nobody, like people would pop up in like the alliance chat every once in a while. I'd be like, yo, whatever happened to Miss Vanessa? And no one would really respond. And then we found out not that long ago that she deleted the game and disputed all of the things that she charged to her credit card.
Oh.
So I was like, that's something people do.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. How do you get away with that?
That's absurd.
Meanwhile, I did get away with it.
All right, I have.
We have like a couple minutes, so you can finish. You can close us out with your story.
I forgot my story. I didn't write it down.
Did you not write it down?
No.
Oh.
What were we talking about before Stardoll? I had
the candy bar.
It was really great. That's gone. I don't got it. It's gone.
You
told a story right before Stardoll.
You had a story about like hurting yourself. It wasn't your knee story, slicing the knee open, but there was something else you told me earlier that you were going to tell.
Oh, no, I don't remember. No, you brought up, I mean, there was that time that at school, we were in like the locker room in middle school, and someone threw, as a friend of mine, actually, he threw like an aerosol can, like a, Tag or Axe, like the body spray from back in the day that the commercials would tell you if you wore that spray, you'd have 100 girls like be flocking to you. So all the dudes bought it and wanted to wear it. and there was like an empty bottle of it, and they were throwing it back and forth in the locker room. And I came out of one of the little like parts where like you get changed before gym class or whatever. And so like I came out, they were throwing this metal can back and forth. And I turned, and as I turned, the can was midair and boinked me right in the friggin' head. And like the bottom of the can, like, you know, like it's like a circle, that part just bang right there, right on like the bone above your eye.
It's over here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I never remember which side it's on.
It's on that side.
You see it still?
Yeah.
No way.
I can see it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I left a scar.
But then don't you have a scar on your knee from like that can, that other can going into your knee?
I don't even remember.
Which was also at the Milan apartment?
Yeah, that was there. Yeah, we were just playing football one time, and I like went to make a knee sliding catch, and apparently there's like a piece of glass in the grass. And
that's terrible.
Yeah, it jacked my knee up pretty good. They were like, yo, if this went any deeper, we'd be doing surgery or something. And I was just like, okay. But it was just stitches. It was fine. Yeah. But yeah, this one was crazy because blood was everywhere. I actually remember like I put my hand on my eye like that. And at one point I like took it down and like I didn't even see skin. No joke. I like the whole thing was like purely red with blood.
Oh,
it
yikes,
was crazy.
Yikes. Don't like that.
Yeah, I went to like urgent care or the hospital or whatever, and they gave me stitches. And like I was fine. Like I was totally okay. Just a lot of blood or whatever. But they cleaned me up, and then I went back to school that day because we were watching a movie in seminar. So I was like, I ain't missing a movie in school.
I gotta be there.
And plus I was like, yeah, this is a good story. People are gonna ask me what's what. Like I'm going back. Whoa, I can't believe you're here right now.
That was so loud.
Well, end of the episode, eh?
Yeah.
Good stories.
I feel like I have so many embarrassing stories, and you have a lot of funny stories that we could do in an embarrassing stories episode, even though you don't get embarrassed, but we'd still call it that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. All right.
Sweet.
This has been fun.
See you later, Warehouse.
See you later, Warehouse.
Catch you on the flippy flip. Like our podcast, follow it, subscribe to stuff.
Yeah.
Review it. Ooh. I'm pretty sure that's the way you like get better. So,
you get better.
Like I think that's how you like get more like attention.
Wow.
So like we have a lot of good reviews.
Yeah.
So maybe do that if you feel like it.
If you tell us we suck, we can get better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you tell us we're great.
All press is good press.
Yeah. No news is good news. That's the opposite point that we're.
Isn't that from?
That's Robin Menzies. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. What? Robin Menzies.
I don't know.
Bye. Bye.